생일 축하해!
And hello, welcome to my channel, Shine Star Collections, and today is a very, very late, very late mid-year flip through because it is August. So, as you guys know, as I've told you that like I was waiting on my desk chair, and all that stuff. So like around when I was supposed to do it, which was around my ATEEZ anniversary, which would have been somewhere between the 26th and the 29th. You know, it's moving things around, and didn't have my desk until like what, 2-3 weeks ago. So yeah, so we're really late, but better late than never, right? I'm never on time for anything, am I? So, and then of course, you know, come back was happening too. So it's just a lot happening. So now that things have kind of calmed down, I am doing my ATEEZ flip through today. Things are not all ready because I was just like thinking to myself, wait a minute, there's something I was supposed to do. And I was supposed to put my fillers in. So my fillers are not in the binders. So I'm just saying that right now. Not these. These are, you know, the Lomos and all that. But and I'm also not gonna go through the larger inclusions binder because I'm not caught up with the last couple of fan kits, so it doesn't look any different than how it looked last time. But so we're gonna nix that too. We're just gonna stick to the main binders with all the pobs and, you know, cards. I'm really hoping to try to make sure that it's actually recorded this time. Because I really think it was my error as to why you didn't see it when I was doing the storing photo cards video. So, yes, we're going to see how it goes. But, and we're going to try not to take too long either. I'm just going to do ATEEZ today. Not that there's anything wrong with my other binders, but I'm very behind on, for example, Jambin. And today I am going to leave the house and go to Mingy's Cup Sleeve today here in Chicago. It's one of the many because there's like 4 or 5 going on like the next couple of weekends. And I'm going to one today. And I'm also going to make a pit stop to hopefully grab some of Chambin's duet cards, as I don't have any. So, yes, I have some catching up to do. But anyway, for right now, we're just going to take care of ATEEZ. These are my Lomo binders for those of you who are new, because I have, you know, new subscribers on our channel, and thank you. So, but these are my Lomo binders. And these I keep like mostly the cards that I've made myself. I know I'm missing some. I just thought about it because I have some at my office that I haven't added to this, but they'll get added later. But yeah, so these are cards I've made myself, and I just put them in here in these 2 binders. I believe. Hold on. Oh yeah, something's in there. So like, yeah, okay. So yeah, so these are cards I made myself, and then I'm gonna start because I've been collecting freebies from people too. I just went to the Light the Way show yesterday, and person was nice enough. A couple of people actually were nice enough to give out freebies, so I gotta put them in here too. But let's just go ahead and start looking through these. Let's see. Okay, so just to give a backstory, like I said, for those of you who are new, I've been a teenie since 2020, and like about June 2020. My first comeback was Inception. So Fever Part 1. And my daughter is the one that got me into K-pop. And she's still into K-pop, but not really. So she still listens to it, but she just kind of grew out of it. I hate to say it that way. Not grew out of it, but she just got under interest, and that's fine. But she still likes K-pop, just not to the extent that I've, gone my way. And I've been on ATV for a long time, and I'm just so happy to stand these boys. So what's it been? It's been 6 years now. Oh my God, 6 years. So I've been with them a very long time, and it's been a great journey, despite the fact that their company, KQ, which I've complained about many times, but will not do any complaining today, is not the greatest, but what Korean company is. I have enjoyed these boys, just seeing them grow and seeing them achieve so many of their own goals. And now we are in the middle of an ATEEZ domestic rise with, I was about to say bouncy, bad. And so, yeah, those are fakes, by the way. I never got the real ones, so those are fakes. So there's respect there. So I'm just very proud of them. I'm just very proud of what they've achieved, and I'm just so happy to see them finally getting all the domestic recognition to go along with global recognition. And I hope that continues, because they definitely deserve it. They definitely deserve it. These were from, as you can see, Will era. So these I didn't make. They are, what was it? It was like a tin can that these came in. A tin container that they came in for Will era. And I got them from the Yokio. So, and these I did not make also. They're Lomos. A lot of people make fan-made cards and stuff. So these are pretty much other cards that other people have made. Mine, there might be some of mine still in here. But yeah. Rockstar cards. I recently said, I think in one of my, I don't think it was the Store and Quote Cards video. I think it was the one before that. These actually came from their first book that they did years ago. During COVID, when COVID was just happening. ATEEZ is very busy despite the fact that we were on lockdown. And so they put out a book. I have the book. I think I have the book somewhere over there. I used to do, just as a note for the newbies, I used to go through everything I have for ATEEZ, and that's just a lot of work. I can't. I can't do it. If you guys want to see some of my things, then you can make comments down below like, well, yes, we want to see your things. We're brand new. If you want to see that, then maybe I'll have like, an ATEEZ merchandise video, but I can't do it with the photo cards too. This is a lot. So, yeah, so a lot of these I didn't make, but I did make these, and I made these. Also, from, what is this? Oh, Blackhead Nero. And then these were from the Halloween Deja Vu. And these here too, I made these. So yeah, what I recently said is that I want people to start, ATEEZ, to stop being complainers and start appreciating these boys a lot more. We need more positivity in the fandom. There's so much negativity going on in just surrounding K-pop as a whole. And I know some of it is on the companies, but all of it is not on the companies. We still have The K-poppies, as I like to call them, as I really don't like to call them idols. Um, a lot of them on the surface, from what we can see, are very good people. And even if they are paid, they are still, they still have a job to bring positivity to people, to make people happy, to entertain people. And it just seems like that just everybody's just so negative, and everybody has these attitudes about different things. I'm not going to complain today. This is not the day to complain. This is the day to celebrate my 18th anniversary 2 months later. And and just bask in the afterglow of ATEEZ. Does that make any sense? Just tired of negativity, and I just want people to start appreciate them more, because we don't have a whole lot of time left before what time, and so we need to focus on how absolutely fantastic they are as a group. And yes, we have a lot of complaints. Absolutely, you have a right to complain. But just don't let the complaints be your whole entire focus, is what I'm saying. Okay. Let's see. Let's go through. If I go through small binder to big binders, I will be going through my A5s. So I have several A5s for ATEEZ. Not that many, but I have 3, right? Yes. So I'm looking at all of them here. Okay, so those are actually, I only have 3 A5s for ATEEZ. So those are Jungho's. Jungho has his own binder 1, binder 2 for Jungho, and then I have my Seonsang binder. This used to be, it's still my favorite binder, but for those of you that are new, and those of you who are not new, you know that I used to collect Yosan and Sunghwa together as a pair. And so you're gonna see how the light shines on these. I don't know how it was on the Lomos, but they didn't matter as much as these. So let's see. Ooh, okay. Yeah, I'll try to hold it up like that. If I don't remember, I'm sorry. But yeah, the lore of this channel is I started this channel because, yes, I love ATEEZ, but also because I love photo card collecting. Even though sometimes it does seem very, very stressful to collect. It is... It's still a lot of fun for me. So, but I started by collecting Sunghwa and Yosan, and I don't get rid of cards, because as you'll see in a while when I get to my bigger binders, I collect OT8 for the album cards, and we'll go through the whole journey that I did in very short form of how I collect. But Sunghwa and Yosan were they're neck and neck for how many cards I have. I still have a document of the number of cards that I have, but it is very, very outdated, because I have, I've gotten so many cards since then, and now I keep my cards on Bias Room. Shout out to Bias Room. So for the most part, I do have my cards on there. But I try to keep a record of exactly what I have for all the members. And they have like the top 2 spots because I started with Yosan. Even though Sunghwa is my main alt bias, Yosan was 1A, as I like to say. And so I collected them together as a pair. And how I used to collect them was that whatever card I got for Yosan or Sunghwa I got for Yosan, collected them, put them together, and as you can see, I have them like this particular binder. I changed the colors a little bit, you know, just to give it a different look. And it's definitely still gorgeous. It is still gorgeous. Still absolutely adore this binder. Even though, you know, now I threw in there. So we'll see the top 3 binder in a bit. But yes, my top 2. I'm not going to really go into depth about, there's some stories behind this photo card, but I will say this one was given to me by Shive, you know, Just Shive's channel. Shive gave me that photo card also because of User Enterprise, her channel. I think Shy had like an extra. She pulled an extra and she asked User Enterprise if they knew anyone that needed that Yosan, and they recommended me. So thank you, Shy. If Shy was going to give it to me, I probably was never going to get that card. Because if we remember, if you were around for Go Down Part 1, then you remember how that card had just become like a huge deal in the fandom. And Yosan always has one card like every era that people go crazy over. So it has continued with I don't think there's one for Go Down Part 5, but definitely for Go Down Part 4 was the card, the gym card, if you know it, but I have it, so you'll see it. But yeah. This is my Seonsang collection. This is some of it. Seonsang have 3 binders total, so we'll get to those also. The Shine Star Collections lore for the ATEEZ binders. The ATEEZ binders have names. I have not named the top 3 binders, so maybe you guys can help me name the top 3 binders because I haven't done that. But all of the binders that just have like a theme going on, so I'm not talking about like the album card binders, I'm talking about the theme binders like this one. They have names. So this is Bernice is actually the name, but there used to be 2 binders, and I gave one binder to Chanbin because this is a Mandu Deco binder, and so Bernadette is where Chanbin is now. So, but they used to have both of these binders, and then because I had amassed so many cards, they now have 2 huge binders along with this one that just they occupy. So yes, it is a lot. I did a lot for these 2, and I absolutely love them. So it's not like, you know, and as you can see, I try to like kind of match vibes, so it's not in any particular order. And this is where it ends, because now I collect top 3. I don't really collect the 2 of them together. That's just a twosome anymore. Back here is some of my larger inclusions here. So there might be other members in this and back here, but mostly it is Seonsang. So there's so is in here too. But pretty much anywhere I can find a space for larger inclusions. This is mostly them Maybe just all them. I know there's one binder that I put just, you know, if I could find a place for it. Probably here. This is, yes. So this is the things we got from Work to Live. And I did use the back of their binder for these large inclusions. For those of you who don't know, I don't really like large inclusions. So anywhere I can find a place, I put them at. So, yes. So that was Seancing binder number 1. This is Bernice here. Okay. And these are like my ATEEZ Mon things that I got so long ago. I feel like those have been with me for a long time. Okay, let's go through Jungho's binders. Jungho's binders don't have names. It's just Jungho 1 and Jungho 2. So what I did for Jungho is that I kind of Jungho is in my bias line, and I decided to collect Jungho not only because I love all the members, of course, but I used to pull Jungho a ton, and he makes, you know, just the cards got me. Jungho just has such great poses. Still has great poses. They're even cuter than they were before. So I just decided to do like a theme binder for him. Then the other binder is kind of like just, you know, the extra cards that I didn't put in like a 4 or an 8 pattern. So a lot of these are like cutesy pages. See? Or if he's wearing the same outfit. This row he's wearing glasses, so he has the same outfit in that one. So whatever I could, you know, that's him with the purple hair, the 2 shades of purple hair. The striped hair, red hair. Now Jungho doesn't come home, by the way. I don't pull Jungho anymore, and I'm sad about it because I'm like, dude, why don't I pull you anymore? Yes, this is my Jungho 1 binder. I just have just themes, and I really do love this binder. It's not in any really particular order, but it looks like it kind of followed a pattern of eras, sort of. This is Go Down Part 3. Oh, but then we jump back to Bouncy, so it's not really, but yes. There's some duos with Jungho on these pages. Same outfit, Part 3. Same here. Oof. This was a look. I absolutely love these cards. Him in this backwards cap. And that's where it ends for right now. Oh, not really. There's a few for ATEEZ too. Okay. So that's my Jungho binder. That's Jungho 1. Jungho 2 doesn't have any rhyme or reason to it. It's just kind of, you know, whatever cards I have that are not paired up or not put in a specific order at all. They're in here. And there is like some, because I ran out of like the little Japanese size sleeves. So some of the sleeves are black, some of them are purple. I have a ton of sleeves that I used to go through. I should mention that I use, what is it? Dragon Shields. Excuse me. And so one time San had his own binder. So San had a purple binder and I had purple sleeves. So these were the size of the sleeves, was the Japanese size sleeves. So now I've started using them for Jongho because I just refuse to buy sleeves when I still have, unless it's the standard size black sleeves. I go through those like crazy. But these other Japanese size sleeves, I don't use these for anything now except for Jongho. So okay. So that was my little bell telling me that I'm at 20 minutes now, but we're doing pretty good as far as time is concerned. And we're going to move on to the bigger binders now. And I will bring that up in a sec. Okay, so now we're going to move on to my pod binder. I just realized this pod binder does not have a name. We're just going to call her Pob. I used to collect a lot of OTA sets. I don't collect as much anymore. I might have like one set that really catches my eye. Like for this particular era, the Talk set, where all the members are holding flowers. I have a thing about ATEEZ and flowers, like as you can see here. So I do have a large amount of ATEEZ with flowers, and so since I have that obsession, I guess I would call it, or fascination, I did get that pop set, and I think there's one more pop set I got for this era, but I can't remember which one. I think it's the strawberry one, I want to say, I got OTA for. So but I used to be really horrible with getting OTA sets. I used to get a lot of OTA sets. So a lot of them you're going to see in here for the older eras. I also amassed some ATEEZ OTA sets from like Season's Greetings and stuff. So you'll see that in a bit. But these were all the OTA sets that I got before. There might be a couple of golden hours in here, but for the most part I've been keeping golden hour OTA sets with golden hour cards. So everything before that, they're kind of in this binder. And yeah, but I used to get a lot. I used to get like sometimes 8 to 10 OTA sets, and it's not because it's not because I don't love the boys anymore. Of course, I still love them. But, now that I've started collecting, I do OTA for all the album cards. And for a while there, I was starting to collect more of the polkas and platforms and all those things. So, this is part of Golden Hour Part 2. This is part of World Era Part 2 because I don't have all the World Era cards in the World Era binder, so they're in here. Yeah, I used to collect a lot. I still collect a lot, but as you might know, ATEEZ drops a lot of cards, and so now because I collect top 3 and they have so many things with all like the digipacks and like I said, the POBs or the polkas and platforms and all those things, I don't have to collect like I used to, so I'll get into that story in a little bit as to why these are in here when we go through the album cards. Yeah, it's been a long journey. I don't think I mentioned, even though I started standing ATEEZ in 2020, I didn't start collecting until November of 2021. I officially collecting because I was starting to, like, as soon as I got into ATEEZ, you know, I just wanted anything I could find with them on it. So I went on like a hunt and, you know, grabbed a lot of the, you know, the little Lomos and messaging cards. They still have those. And I was thinking, oh yeah, you know, I got pictures of ATEEZ and everything like that. And yeah, it wasn't until November 2021 that I figured out that, like, there were official, well, I had a set of official cards. They are, where are they? Oh yeah, that's right. They're in the album card binder. So I will show you my, like, first official set. I do not remember what my first original pull was of an ATEEZ binder or an ATEEZ album, because my first actual ATEEZ album was a second-hand Treasure EP4 All to Action album. It was something they were selling on eBay for $40, and it came with the album cards, an OTA set of the album cards. So that's how I started down this rabbit hole. But like I said, even though, you know, KQ drops a lot for them, and they do it because they know that people want to, you know, get the photo cards, and they understand the frenzy that surrounds the photo cards. Oh, I keep forgetting I need to get Jong home. So see, there is some golden hour sets in here. They understand it, so they, you know, they definitely know that we go crazy over these guys, and so that's why they drop so much. I don't regret it. I have spent a lot of money on these men, but it's because I enjoy it so much. They just make me so happy. They bring so much joy to my life, and I just really enjoy collecting them, even though it gets, like I said, it gets to be stressful. But I just love it too much to give it up. I'm pretty much thinking that I'm going to be into my 70s and 80s. As long as ATEEZ is still around, I'll still be photo card collecting. So, what is this? Is this the merge binder? Yeah, this is the merge binder. Okay. So before another Shine Star Collections lore is that when I started collecting officially, I did used to use like just plain regular binders, and there's nothing wrong with it, but just after a while I wanted something better for ATEEZ. So you're gonna see, you saw a couple of them already. Like the start of my collection was Mondu Deco, and then I started moving on to Prism Platinum, now called Old Bias. It's one of Jongho's binders, an Old Bias binder. And so I just wanted to have more security, since I had paid so much for my cards. So now I use the Old Bias binders pretty much exclusively. I have got a couple of K-pop stationery binders over here for ATEEZ, because, you know, the Old Bias binders are very pricey. So I have kind of also used K-pop stationery A4s as well. But yeah. But there's nothing wrong with these binders. Wherever you have your collections at, it's not a problem. I just like, because I'm a little rough with how I handle things, and so I just love that they're in those binders with the protective cover. It keeps dust off of them and all that. So, but these binders are fine. It's just, you know, I wanted an upgrade. That was pretty much it. So this binder is the merch binder. So that's what I was saying, is that up to the most recent fan kit and season's greetings, I don't have all my larger inclusions together. So that's the reason why I'm not going to show my larger inclusions binder. And I don't store larger inclusions on the channel because it's so frustrating to find, you know, which page, you know, what goes, you know, where and all that. So I usually do that off camera. So you'll see the larger inclusions binder at the end of the year, because I do an end of the year flip through too, and just go through, like, you know, everything I have, and so you'll see it then. But right now it's not ready. So at least you see the photo cards. So I just keep what I do is that I keep the fan kit cards. I started out with the mini IDs right here. And then, so this was for 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I just kept, like, the fan kit, and then I did the season's greetings after that. So, this is a fake set, by the way. This is not real. This is a Lomo set. So I don't have the actual set. So I recently bought this on Etsy. Let's see. Yes. So this is number 5 right here. And this is season's greetings 2024. Or is this 2025? This might be 2025. And here's the fan kit. This is number 6. And this is season's greetings for 2026. Or is it 2027? I don't know. But this was the latest season's greetings, which, you know, we're going to have one soon. Then we're going to skip ahead because this is where I'm putting the fan kits and the next season's greetings. So I just gave myself some room. And these are just some merch. These are fan maids, because this was, remember, this was if you were around at that time for, which golden hour was this? Was it 2? I think it was 2 that they made, like, those AI cards or whatever. And so these are fakes. So I bought somebody's fakes. This is from the tour from In Your Fantasy. I think these are too, I think. And these are as well. These are cards from the trading card sets. So I did collect 2 sets for them. The summer photo book cards. I'm glad they don't do summer photo books anymore. I appreciate that. This is from Idle Radio. This was the first set of OTA cards that we got from, oh, was this from beginning of the end? I think this is from beginning of the end. Let me just pull y'all song out and check. Yes, beginning of the end, the Fellowship. So I had, at that time, right after COVID, back in 2022, ATEEZ did their first tour back in the US, and that was when ticket prices were a decent price, and I got Sector VIPs, so Sector VIPs, got an OTA set, and yeah, an OTA set and a lanyard, as I have the lanyard. And I got someone signed lanyard, which is cool. So yeah, and that was like my first year, first year that I met ATEEZ. I put quotes up because I did the high wave. It's because it was still during COVID time and we were still coming out of lockdown. They had, like, and you'll never see that video, by the way. Nobody has seen that video. So we went through and they let us record because they were behind, they weren't behind plexiglass, they were behind plastic. So it was almost like looking at Barbie dolls. It was crazy. And unfortunately, I didn't get to see Jong Ho that night because he was sick that night, and it was in LA. And so we were able to quote unquote meet them. We waved at them and everything. So it was really cool. So I actually did make ATEEZ for like 8 seconds. And that was also the year I had sound check. I had sound check in Newark when they used to play Prudential. And so I have a picture of, they let all the rows come up and stand in front of them while they were all on stage together. So I do have that picture, but you won't see that either. Some things I just want to keep to myself, okay? These are the transit cards. I used to buy a lot from Neokyo. I still do, but just in a lot smaller quantities because of the tariffs. But I used to buy a ton of things from Neokyo, and this was like a transit set that they did for Fever Epilogue. This is Pacific. This is from ATEEZ. Or is it from MyTees? Was it my? It's MyTees, actually. This set is from the, not the last MyTees drop. I think it's from the first MyTees drop. And then this was from the extended edition when we were still in COVID, and they did like the online concert. That's what this is from. And this is from the second year 18E thing they did. San is missing because my daughter was a San bias, and so she has Sonny's card. I'm gonna get it from her before she goes to college, so she's just gonna have to give that up. Okay, so these are my Japanese sets. I don't really collect a whole lot of Japanese things. I do want to get some of the cards from Bad though, so I will get a couple of those. I think the cards I really went crazy for was Paradigm. Was the cards I really went crazy for, but I didn't do right. I didn't do any OTA for Paradigm, right? No, I didn't. Okay, so those are the cards I got, like some of the members, mostly just Sunwan Yo-san though. So I didn't get any OTAs for Paradigm. But yes, this from Not Okay. And then this was the Japanese set from around Crazy Form time. This is from Not Okay too. No, this is from Birthday, right? This is Birthday? I think this is from Birthday. I don't remember. I'm supposed to get another set. That's why that's blank. I was supposed to get the set that they were in suits, and I never did get around to it, but I will. This is from Ashes to Light. So I do have these here. And I was supposed to get 2 white outfit sets, but I just haven't got there yet. So, in the back, we have some Japanese larger inclusions. So, these were from like a magazine that ATEEZ did. What was that magazine called? I don't remember. What was it? Is it on the card somewhere? Oh, let's see. It was a Japanese magazine. They did like 3 different magazines. S Kawaii. Yes, S Kawaii. And they also had photo cards. I think I might have 1 or 2 photo cards. But they did like the bookmarks. I never tore the bookmarks out of the magazine. They're still in it. But these postcards were, did they come randomly in the magazine? I don't remember, but I do remember getting these from Neokyo. And San was my most expensive member. He was $30. But I mostly got them because they have flowers. So that's why I got them. It's because of the flowers. So yeah. And I have a few larger inclusions from Limitless. Here. And there's this some of the older things, like these are like things I bought online, or if I went to a K-pop store. I joined a Go for these. This was around Inception time. This was like their it wasn't the first Japanese comeback, but this is when they started doing more for the Japanese comeback. So this is ATEEZ. And these were called bromides. So I have a lot for, you know, Yosan, Sunghwa, Jongho. I was so excited to get these because they were, you know, of course, they were printed, but they are like a limited quantity. So I do feel kind of good that I have something that was limited. I have one for Yosan too. So yeah. So now I don't really do a lot. They do too many things for Japanese comebacks now. I pretty much, you know, just get what I can. Excuse me. Those are not Japanese. Those were just bookmarks from Fever Part 2, because that was like a benefit they were doing, and they were the only two I could get, which is fine because they're part of my bias line. So this is from Beyond Zero, Rocky. More bromides. Oh, that is my merch binder with my Japanese things. Okay. Oh, the other binder, excuse me, that I won't do is the they still do this. They started doing it again. Is the OTA photo cards or OTA postcards binders that they're famous for. I'm not showing that binder either. There's actually two of them. Oh no, there's one of them. No, I have two, and it's not finished. So I don't think I even have. Did I finish getting all the ones for? I don't think I even finished the ones for In Your Fantasy. Or Go Out Part 4. Yeah, I don't know. So we're not going to show those. We're just going to skip ahead to the regular binders. My thing is about to ring, so I'm just going to go ahead and switch over. Okay, so we're going to start getting into my album cards binders. These are, so they're going to be in order. There's a story around World Era Part 2 that we'll get to. But I pretty much just told the story about how I started collecting when I bought like my first Treasure album secondhand. There was an OTA set in there, so I'll show you which one it is. But this is my album cards binder. So I used to collect, I still collect, made album cards for OTA. When ATEEZ started, they only had 8 cards. So, and then they had the MMTs, or My Music Taste cards, that they had like special pops for. You saw a couple in Jongho's binder. the ones for Sungwon and Yosan are, oh, that's right, yeah. Sungwon and Yosan also have another binder. I just remembered. They have an old bias binder that I keep them in, so they actually have 4 binders. So we'll get to that in a minute, but yes. So started collecting in 2021, and it was difficult to get all of these and backtrack because when I started collecting, that was around epilogue time, right? That I actually started collecting officially. So I had to go back and get all the cards from the older eras when I wasn't part of K-pop, and that was not easy. A lot of money was spent, but it's okay because it was worth it. It's definitely worth it. As I said, I use dragon shields, and so when you get into some of the later binders, we actually already saw that I put different colors on them. So I used to buy colorful dragon shields just to give it a different look for each era. Was this the set? I want to say this one was the set, or this one. No, it was this one. So this is for Treasure Epilogue. This was the set that I got from the album. They had put all 8 cards in the album and sold it for like $40. And this was the set that came with it. So this is what started my authentic collection. And this was the first pop set I got, was this one. So this is from Inception. This is My Music Taste. The cards in the middle are Lomos, by the way. They're not real cards. But yes. Went through a lot collecting all these cards. Those are the fillers I'm supposed to be putting in. So those, when we go through the rest of the binders, you won't see them because I haven't finished getting them in there. These I just put in here because they're not actual cards. They did a magazine where they had an OTA where they had to tear the cards out. And I actually got this set from somebody who had already torn them out, so I didn't have to do it. And I do have the magazine over there somewhere, but yeah, there's the cards here. Choice Treasure was such a short era. What I have back here are some of my favorite, they're all my favorite, but they're like the OTA sets, which I wanted to really keep protected because they're so rare. This was from their perfume set that they did way back when. So these cards are double sleeved. Oh, there's from Favorite Part 3, the Dear My Muse, I think, or is that Make Star? I think this is Dear My Muse. And this one from Fever Epilogue. This one's Make Star, I think. Yes, Make Star. This one's also from Fever Epilogue. I think this is Everline. And this one also from Fever Epilogue. I don't want to say that's... I used to know all of them by heart. I have no clue what that is. It might be Everline too, I'm not sure. This one's, I think, is Make Star because there was 2 of them and I wanted both of them and only ended up with the Make Star set. This is K-Pop Store. I do remember that from World. This is from, yes, it is a From set. From Golden Hour. No. World EP3. I think this was, no, this is World EP2, I want to say. That's when I started collecting amassing a ton of cards. This is from Golden Hour Part 3. See, I have an obsession with flowers. Here you go. Another evidence of how much I love flowers. I bought these all separately. I think this is Make Star, I think. Or is it? No, it's Soundwave. Soundwave. This is the Berlin set from Golden Hour 2? No, Golden Hour 1. No, all right, Golden Hour 2. This is the Hello 82 fan sign set. And then these are always going to be in the back. This I have for other sets. So the next set that's going to go in here is the Talk set. The one that's front and back. It will go in here. But these are from World. I'll always have these in the back because these actually have, well, not these, but this is Flower and Gun from World Movement, and these have the back. So the new Talk set also has this. So, but I like these, so I'm gonna keep these in the back. But I am gonna put the Talk set in here. So yeah, I have these like double sleeved and protected very well. So they have been in here for a very long time now. That was my treasure. So I have all the eras in there from Treasure, and like I said, because they didn't do a lot of cards when they first started, I don't have a lot of cards in there. Now I should mention that these old bias binders, when they changed or rebranded from Prism Platinum to Old Bias, they used to have these binders called the Tarot series. They don't sell these anymore, which is interesting. They used to have, well, they have a set now called the Astro, and they have an actual name of it, but the binders are called Astro and Wanderlust, I think. And so I do have one of those for Sunwa and Yosan, but these were the Tarot series binders, and I bought a set myself, and then my husband bought a set for my anniversary gift, and I bought another set. So all the earlier eras, all the way up to Golden Hour, have the Tarot set binders. So this is for Fever. So yeah, so I started with Fever 1. So what was that? 1 through, it was just 1, right? Right, because Fever Part 2 is in here. So it's just Fever 1 and there with Treasure. Because when they started doing a lot more, so I split them up. And started with Fever Part 2 in here, even though this is a Fever Epilogue set. I want to say this is the Hello 82 set in the front. These are Fever Part 2. I'm supposed to put another set of cards here. They're Sonara. I think they're the Sonara cards. They're hollow. I'm supposed to put that set here, but I've never finished the sets. That's why it's blank. We'll get there. We'll get there. Only because they were wearing the same outfits. That's the reason why I wanted to put them in there. But yeah, actually all the cards are double sleeved because I put the Dragon Shields, and I don't know if you can see, those are K-pop stationery sleeves under there with the hearts. I just like giving my binder a different look. So it's part of the hobby. It's not something that's necessary or required. I just do it because it makes me happy. this is a set of pobs, so I do have in the binders, there's a set of pobs that I wanted to put along with the album cards. So this is, I think Market. Is it Market Shop? Or I want to say this is Market Shop. It's the bridge, the Fever Part 3. So I still do all main sets for all 8 members. This is, oh my gosh, Wonderwall. So there's another flower set that I put in here to go along with the album cards. And this one would have been another binder because I wanted it as a bridge between the eras. I put it in here. So yes, there's Wonderwall. And then here's Epilogue here. If you have any questions about anything, as I know I'm going pretty fast, I just didn't want to spend a ton of time on it. But I've had people comment or Instagram me about like doing my flip-throughs. They want to see my entire collection. So that's why I try to do them at least twice a year. I'm really late with this one. But, you know, at least you see pretty much all the cards I have in here. In these. Since I don't really go through these binders anymore. As fellow collector says, Carolyn says she likes to archive binders and put them away. So yes, this is basically archived because I don't add anything to these binders anymore. So that was Fever. This should be World Movement. I have so much better lighting in my new office where I have my studio at, but I can't take all these binders with me. This is too much. So we're just gonna have to deal as best as we can. Okay, so these are, this is for movements, as you can see by the size of it. And this is World EP1 and EP2, right? Oh, 3 is in here too. Crazy form. Okay, so this is 1, 2, and 3. And so yes, this is all the sets. There shouldn't, I don't think there's any pop sets in here. I think they should all be album cards, as this is when they really started dropping a lot on us. This is when, well, they started with Hello A2 back in Fever Part 3, but this is when Hello A2 really started doing a lot more with like digipacks and things like that. So we got a lot more cards. We got these horrible ass IDs, which I'm so glad they don't do anymore. But they always do, like, you know, another semblance of cards. You know, we got the Pokemon character cards this time. We also have spin-off in here. So what they had, the what do you call it? The I forgot what we used to call these. There was a card that was really hard and thick, like a credit card. And if you watch my older videos, you'll actually see what I say, what it is, but I can't remember right now, so I'm sorry. But they're harder plastic, and so they use these for the spin-off set of cards. So they had a set of concept cards, and they had a set of regular cards. This infamous blanket set, which people still sell for a lot of money. It's crazy. And that's why it's so heavy and thick also, so it takes up a little bit more space. But I still have them double sleeved in here, and they're missing the fillers, so I'll get there. Get there with the fillers. By the time we bring the binders back for the end of the year, they'll be in there. This is for Bouncy, or World Era Part 2 Outlaw. So this is where they broke me. I love to tell this story because I have been collecting everything from ATEEZ, everything for ATEEZ up to Outlaw. Outlaw is where they pretty much started doing the platforms. Yes, the platform cards. So a lot of those cards you saw in my Pops binder. What's the Pops binder? No, it was the merch binder. One of them binders that I showed earlier had some of the cards from Outlaw. And that was about 236 cards, and that was not including Pops. So when KQ decided to do that, I decided that I was just going to continue with the main album cards, which is like the actual set, and that I would not collect the polkas and the platforms. And so I don't collect OTA. What I do now is that I collect one set of the platforms. So whatever my favorite set is, so you'll see, you know, it in golden hour, what set I picked. But that's also why I have it split, because I couldn't fit all 236 cards in here, so that's why some of them were out of the binder. But this is like the basic album cards here. And then I think this one was the digipacks. Like, they had 2 sets of digipacks. There were different colors, and they just did too much. And that's the reason why we had to cut down. So it started with Go Down Part 3, that I basically just collected the basic album cards. You saw in the other binder that I had, like, you know, the push out, the cards with the push outs. Of course, I didn't push them out. I had those. I didn't do all the cards. We had like the action cards, those little crazy cutouts or whatever. I don't have all those. I don't care to have those. Okay? So there's some cards I don't have all of them of, but for the majority of all the regular album cards, I do have them for every member. So that's why my collection is so big. So yeah. So yes, they broke me. KQ broke me. But I'm still here. I'm still standing because I love these boys way too much, and I love collecting. So KQ will always have a hold on my wallet, which I don't love, but it is what it is. It is what it is. This is it's a hobby. It's a hobby that I enjoy a lot, and I really do enjoy collecting these guys, because they give such good face. I mean, face cards never decline with ATEEZ, you know. And a little more Shine Star collections lore. When I was younger, when I was growing up, I used to collect sports cards. So I've always loved paper. If you look back on some of my older videos, I'll tell a little bit more of the story. But basically, yes, I used to collect sports memorabilia, like basketball cards, mostly basketball, because I was a big basketball fan. So I had, and I don't know where those cards are today. My brother and I, my younger brother and I, used to collect lots of sports cards, specifically for basketball. We didn't really get into baseball cards like that. But, so I've always collected cards of men. So, this is where it really, blew up because I, even though I had a lot of memorabilia from like, my sports teams like the Bulls and, whatever other sports teams I was into at that time, I never kept as many cards. So, because we used to have binders and everything, and then we don't know what happened to any of those cards. So anyway, all right. So this is golden hour. This should be golden hour 1 through the first part of 3. Yeah, which would be lemon drop. So I continue the changing colors and all that. I didn't even turn my thing on. Put some, these are the Hello 82 sets. So like I said, I started working in the pop sets in with the album cards. I think this was a Japanese set. Is it this one? I want to say it's this one. And, some cards I bought because I like the specific look on a member. Like Young sold it for me for the long hair. And then I have, so it was my bridge from Golden Hour Part 1 to Golden Hour Part 2. This is the US set. So that's the other thing I collect. I collect all OTA of all the album cards, the regular album cards. And then I collect the Hello 82 US set, or what they used to call the US set, but now it's called the International set. So yeah, so that's what all this is. And I have some larger inclusions in here too. These were, they did an event in Korea, and so these was like, it was like some special tickets that they did. So I got an OTA set of all the tickets, and that's the Target set for Golden Hour Part 2. This starts Golden Hour Part 3 with KQ and them giving us their Instagram photos for photo cards. So, and this is when we had those horribly made albums. So I did collect a little more for Golden Hour Part 3 because we didn't have an actual photo book until In Your Fantasy. So yes, so I did collect a couple of sets here. And these were the only sets that matched. These, and these were the polkas because we didn't have photo book cards that matched, so that's why we have these. And these are OT8 sets from that era. So this is like, I think this is the sound wave set. So I like to tell the story that Hanjun's card in particular was the card that everybody wanted. And so this card was like, I saw this card for like $80 because he's showing his tattoo. So somebody, I guess, bought the set. They were selling the other 7. They sold the other 7 for like $17 for the other 7. And I found somebody else selling the card for like $25. So I did buy Hanjun for $25 to complete the set. And then this one, I think this one is Talk. Or is it, no, it's, what is this? I don't remember, what is it? Oh, it doesn't say what it is, but, this is a pop set, so this is not like, an album card set, but it's a pop set. And then these, and then one of these is Hello Live, and the other one is Make Star. There's these. And then this one is a fake set. So if you haven't shopped on Neokyo before, Neokyo has what's called the Korean shop cards. And so they're basically Lomos. So they basically copied off the actual card and sold them at a ridiculously low price. And I wasn't paying attention. And so I bought this set, and I didn't realize it was a Korean shop until it got here. So I just keep it in the back. It is still a set of 8. So even though it's not legit, it's back here. So I think I have... No, I don't have something. I was supposed to double sleeve it so I can remind myself it's not real. So that's something else I gotta do. I need to put it in some hollow sleeves so I can remind myself it's not a real set. But yes, so that is up to Golden Hour Part 3. And then the other part of Golden Hour Part 3, I have another binder, so I'm going to grab that and show it to you in a sec. Okay, so we're hitting the home stretch. There's a few binders after this, and then I will be pretty much done. There are other binders that I've shown on previous videos that I said I would never show again, like my very first ATEEZ binder, which is this huge photo album binder, and you know, and I used to collect just anything I could find that had ATEEZ's faces on it. I put that in older videos, and you know, that's like part of the story of this channel, is that I showed that binder once and I'll never show it again. But I also have a binder that has some more Lomos. I've given a lot of those cards away now, but I used to buy just everything, like you know, art cards, Lomo cards, messenger cards. Those are all the cards I've collected over the years. Other than the first ones I showed, that have their own particular binders, and I don't show those binders anymore. So if you want to see those binders, they'll be in those older videos. So now I just stick with, because the reason why is not because I don't want you to see the binders. The reason why is because my videos are already long, and so now that I've been doing this for so long now, my channel is about, what would it be, 5 years? 5 years in October, I want to say 4 or 5 years. And so, you know, this is things I don't need to really show anymore. So this is the other part of the Golden Hour binder. When my last video got lost, whatever happened. This is the binder I was really putting away things in. So I had to split Golden Hour because the other Golden Hour binder was getting full. So I left it at Lemon Drop, and I started Within Your Fantasy with this one. So there is some pop sets in here too, and I started it with the cat set from last era. So yeah, so this is In Your Fantasy. So we had these, and so we had all polkas for this one. This was the, what set was this? I want to say this was like a special benefit set from Hello 82. And then these were the these were the cards that came with the big In Your Fantasy album. So I just decided to put them in here. I was like, why not? And these are all the card stickers for In Your Fantasy. I didn't get all the card stickers for the first Golden Hour Part 3 album. These were the Instagram photos, so they all look different. So they did this for 2 eras. They did this for Golden Hour Part 3 In Your Fantasy. They did it for Golden Hour Part 4. This was the other set that I just got that you didn't see in that last video. This is Apple Music. When I say this is Apple Music for Golden Hour Part 4. This is a, these are different. What these are is someone on Mercari is selling some cards that are made out of metal. So this is not like a, you probably don't hear it, but like this is a metal card. I just love these. So I did buy a full set from them. So on the front it has the adrenaline looks. And on the back it has the mafia looks. And this is like one of the polka sets because the mafia look, which was, I believe, it wasn't the diary set, was it? I think this was set A, I want to say. So I collected this one. And here's all the Instagram photos. So they did this for 3 and 4. What I was going to do is separate them and put them by member. But I never got around to it. So I just left it like it is, even though it does not match. And I believe Golden Hour... KQ heard all of our complaints about how we like cohesive sets. Collectors we all have these quirks about us where a lot of us love for our sets to be cohesive. And so they once, actually listened to us. And they went back to putting all 3, because they do 3 sets of albums. They went back to doing the regular, all the guys in the same outfits deal. Oh, where is he? There he is. There's Jim Yosan. So that was the card last era that had everybody crazy, was that one. Okay. So now we're pretty much caught up with the album cards. There's the US exclusive set for Golden Hour Part 4. These are the pop-out cards for this era. And so, of course, this is where we get where I'm not caught up. This is for Golden Hour Part 5. I joined 4 goes now. 4 different goes. Go managers orders. So, but my main set, I'm just collecting Sungwa, and then for my other main go manager, I collected Yosan and Yuno. But I'm in a fixed claim for Sungwa, so that's the reason why I don't have a whole lot of album cards, as I'm waiting for like every album card to come for this go. So that's the reason why I don't have a lot. So this is why this is all empty. But I did figure out the color scheme of what I want to do. So this is what we're going to stick with for this era. These are Old Bias sleeves. And Old Bias, when they rebranded, they were giving away a bunch of things that they're not going to sell anymore. So these colored sleeves, they don't sell anymore. So I said, I'm just going to use these because this is very close to, it's not the same color, but it's very close to the green for this era, for Bad. So I do have them in those. So, yeah. Oh, I do have Hanjun, so I need to put Hanjun in there because I totally forgot. But yes, that's now they call it the international set. So yeah, so that's it for the albums. Now we're going to get to the solo members binders. We'll start with, no, we don't have to start with Sungwanyo san. We can actually start with Yuno and Uyang. And Tiansang, since they have two other binders to go through. Let's see. This has got to be Yuno's binder. No, this is actually Uyang's binder. Bias wrecker. So I did use the other two Tarot series binders on Yuno and Uyang. Uyang has, I want to say, Uyang has San and Mingi in his. Let's see. My Uyang's binder is ridiculously full now. I don't collect as much for Uyang as I used to. You know, if there's a card that really catches my eye, then I'll collect it. But his collection is probably right behind Jongho's as far as how many I have. He is part of my bias line, so I do collect a little bit more for him than the other members, but like he's like in a 400 somewhere. Like he's right behind Jongho. How many cards I have. But I don't collect as much because I'll pick up a card or two for Uyang for, you know, each era. I used to do like a full 9 pocket, like you see here for Golden Hour Part 2. I love these looks, so I did do like 2 9 pockets for him for Golden Hour Part 2. But now I just kind of, you know, whatever I can pick up on Neokyo, and the tariffs kind of changed that for me. Like I was picking up, like I would do like, at first it was Sungwanyo-san, and then I added Yuno. And I used to just do a ton of cards for Uyang and Jongho at the end of each era. But because the tariffs happened, you know, now I just pick up what I can. I might add them to a go or something like that. So we just get what we can. So yeah, so these pages, you know, it's whatever back in those other pages, whatever vibe together, but now it's just whatever I pick up, just put on the page. So see, this ATEEZ, this is from his merchandise. I got his merch. This from Golden Hour Part 4, some polkas, and this is from the recent era. So, and here's his red hair. So I do have a 9 of his red hair. And I went into Sonny here with his red hair. So I don't have a lot of cards for Son. Son always manages to come home. So if I don't trade him for another member, usually Sunwa, then, you know, I keep him. I usually pull a San card every single era. Like every single era, I pull a San pop. And I pull some, I don't pull a lot of album cards for him, just pops, usually. Yes, here's Mingi. Mingi. Same thing with Mingi. Mingi doesn't, I usually don't pull a lot of Mingi at all, but I do have a nice little selection of Mingi's cards together. And I did buy his vinyl, so I do have his cards from his vinyl back here. And some of these are my larger inclusions. Like I said, I hate larger inclusions. So, but these were fan made. These were from someone who is an artist. And here, I'll just show you one of the backer there. So that's the person that made these. Our photo book, specific. So yeah, some of these are, you know, from every one of the members. So instead of putting this random stuff in the large inclusions binder, I actually have 2 large inclusions binders. So I started just putting them in with Yuno and Ouyang, even if, you know, the members like see someone, Yosan are in here. So yes. Okay. Alright. So now we'll go through Yuno and Hongjun's binder next. These binders getting ridiculous, but because I don't collect a lot of these members anymore, he's okay for right now, but you know, if it starts getting ridiculous, as far as what, as I still don't have all my goals for Golden Hour Part 5. Yes, that too. Golden Hour Part 4. And I did claim a couple of Ouyangs. But you know, if I find some more Ouyangs, I might start putting them in there with Jongho, because I'm not going to buy another big binder. Unless, you know, or maybe I can move Mingi in with Yuno. That's another possibility. Why not? I'm totally running out of space. So I really don't have room to give ATEEZ any more binders. So what they got? Okay. This is Yuno and Hongjun's binder. See, there's room. Mostly because Yuno's in my top 3, so since top 3 has their own binder, which is also bulging, by the way, his binder is not getting as big as it was, so I probably can put Mingi in here to give Ouyang some more space. This is Yuno's binder. So now that I collect him with Sungwon Yosan, I don't add to this binder as often. It might be, you know, I might have him because I didn't grab the other 2, but that's not true of this era. I mostly grabbed everything that I wanted for top 3 I actually just claimed another 3 set for them, which is crazy, but I actually wanted it, so... Yes, these. So I was doing a pattern, kind of, sort of, whether it was hair color or era, like this one. This is like for crazy form. I love this hair on him, so I did give him a full double page of it. This one from Golden Hour Part 1. This one from Golden Hour Part 2. My favorite. I loved this hair on him. Love, love, love. This is a fake, by the way. So that one, I never did get this card, so I just bought one off of Etsy. And then, these are like fan-made bookmarks. So someone that I know made these, and I got these. She gave them to me. I don't have, because I would put this one, because I do have Sungwon's cherry card, but I do not have Yosan's cherry card, so he's in here. Go now, Part 4. Here's Hongjun. So I don't have a lot of cards for Hongjun either. What I used to do was that I would collect like a 9 pocket of members that don't really collect. So that's why you select some 9 pockets for San and 9 pockets for Hongjun. But I really don't do that anymore. So if I end up pulling Hongjun and I don't trade him, he ends up in here. Okay, there we go. Okay. Let's use regular binder. So see, I have a good amount of space in here, so I probably will just move Mingy in here with so I can give Ouyang a little bit more breathing room. If it's cut off on the end, I'm sorry, but I moved it up as far as it will go. Yes, this is my this is where most of my money went to. This is this one. There's a lot of cards in here with the 2 of them from older eras with Pobs, and Yosan was my original collection bias, so Yosan has more cards than Seonghwa, but it's very, very minimal. Like the deficit between the 2 of them, like they're both in like, I think almost at the 900s as far as how many cards I have for each of them. So what I used to do in addition to Bernice, I put the 2 of them together and give them each a page. So like it's each of their corresponding cards pretty much. And a lot of the earlier cards are by era, but we also did by vibes. So some of these are cutesy cards. Like there's both their birthday cards, there's this card, the blanket card, so on and so forth. ATEEZ, hair colors. This is blonde cards. Weird hair colors. There's a lot of Pobs and additional cards, like some merch cards. Just a lot was put into these binders. Like one of my favorite commenters recently said that they look forward to seeing Big Ben 1 and 2s. I don't put anything into these binders anymore. Especially now I collect top 3. So these binders don't really get shown, so they're kind of archived. But like if what I used to do was if Bernice got full, or if I had a particular set that didn't fit what I had in Bernice, then they would go in here. And she got really full, so that's why I had to buy Big Ben 2. Which you'll see in a second. Okay, but she still has room. See? Has room. Just not that much. Okay. I might start doing so really honestly don't want to buy, as I said, I don't want to buy any more ATEEZ binders, so I might start using part of Big Ben 2 for top 3, just so I can start moving sets in and out, for that binder not to get too big. But you'll see what I'm talking about in a second, because it is getting really ridiculous. So, okay. This is Big Ben 2. Let's see how it looks Let me see how that looks for me. Okay, let's get most of it in there. All right. So same thing with this one. Oop. So this is when I started, because a lot of these were in Bernice and they moved from Bernice to this binder. So that's why they're still in the same sleeves that they would be in Bernice. I just moved them over. So yeah, so then for this binder, I just basically just, you know, they're not themed anymore. I just put them together and just threw them in here. So it's not like the first one, where the first one was more, you know, theme pages, but now it's just movement and out. Okay, so that's the end. So see, I have a lot of space left. So I could start putting some of top threes sets in here, because I could go this way. And instead of going, you know, putting them all in that binder, because that binder is getting ridiculously full. So that's an option instead of me buying another binder. But, oh, I will visit that when I come to it. Right now, it's okay. Okay, so this is the last Xiang Sang binder. This is my Alt Bias Wanderlust, Stardust, whatever it's called. So this is like my newest binder. This is the one I just bought. I think I ordered it back in November sometime, or January, and I recently got it. I think I've had it a couple of months now. But yes. So this is where I have like some of their more expensive cards at. This binder's getting full too. Oosh. Okay. So like their MMTs are in here. So these are double sleeved. I don't have them front and back because they're my more expensive cards. Like this, is he my most expensive card? One to say yes. I think that one is my most expensive card. But I don't really do broadcasts. Like I think this is like my only set of broadcasts from Outlaw. Because I don't trust people. So I don't really do the broadcasts. I do really like the bad set broadcast, so I am thinking about at least trying to get Sunghwa, or if I can get top three, that would be nice. So they're not as expensive as they used to be, so now I feel like I probably could get a couple, but we'll see. These are from Season's Greetings. This was my favorite Season's Greetings set, so I do have their pods for that. These are my older cards here. Some of these cards, I look them on the Okio, they're ridiculously priced. Like I think this one's like over $200. Same thing with this one. I didn't pay $200 for those cards. So just letting you know that. These are from Outlaw. These two, these are from Deja Vu era. Those are from Movement. That was one of my higher prio cards. I do still have some higher prio cards for Sunghwa, but I like, for example, the strawberry milk card, and you know, the strawberry card where he has the strawberry head on, and there's a few few that I have that I just feel like I'll probably never get, because I'm just not, because I still buy a lot, so I don't like to spend over a certain amount, like Sunwa collectors like to say, Sunwa money. I try not to go over $40 or $50 for Sunwa now, so a lot of those higher priority cards I probably will never get, but like this one was really high prio, and I managed to get him for like 50, I think. But these were like MMTs, and I paid more for these. They're like in the 60s somewhere, and you know, these same thing. These are like, I think I paid like almost 100 for these here, and this one. I don't do that no more. So yes, this one, Pink Bunny Sunwa, and this one. These cards, I'll tell you a short funny story. Well, it's not really funny, but there was a Sunwa collector that was selling some of their better cards, and so because they had been on my priority list for a long time, I did go ahead and spring for these. They were in Europe, and so I paid with like shipping. This was before tariffs, so I paid with shipping about $180, somewhere in there, because it was a quote price, which I hate. But I really wanted these two cards. So the way they wrote the address was backwards. You know how we have like the number, the name, road, and then city and state. How they wrote it was really weird. Because, you know, they had a form and all that stuff. But USPS did not understand the address. So these cards traveled all around Chicago before they got to me. Like, it took them a month to get to me. And I didn't do track shipping, which was crazy. Because I'm like, are you serious? You didn't do track shipping for $180 worth of cards. But I didn't do track shipping, and also, which is something you never do, if you get into photo card collecting, make sure that the person you're buying them from sends you a video of the card. I never got a video for this card, and I inspected that card so hard to make sure that it was legit, and it was, thank goodness. So I totally been duped because I never got videos from them. So, but thank goodness they are real. So yes, very harrowing time. I was gonna cry if I didn't get these cards, but I did get them. Yep. Oh, and the Beret Sunwa card also was a higher prio card. Like, I think the last time I saw Beret Sunwa on sale, just available, he's like over $200. I didn't pay over $200 for this card, but I did pay, I think, like, as he's with this one, so it's a set of lucky draws, and this particular set was going for like damn near $300, but because I already had this card, I paid like, well, yeah, he's not my most expensive card. I think I paid like $60, $70 for him, but now he's worth like $300, somewhere in there. But last time I saw him, he was up for $300 about. Just him, not this one. This one you can get for like $50, $60, but that one's really high prio because they're just not out there. They're not available. Nobody's selling them. This is my sign lanyard that I was talking about earlier from the fellowship. So I just have them in here. So basically, this is every like dupes, since I don't really trade or sell Sunwa's dupes that much. So some of his cards end up in here. Same thing with Yosan. If I didn't get the card that matched with them, then they ended up in here. And some birthday cards, my ATEEZ, different ones. These are a lot of dupes. There's 3 dupes in a row. Oh yeah, that's from In Your Fantasy here, and then Lemon Drop. There's his Lemon Drop broadcast. I don't have Yosan's or Yuno's, so I am gonna find theirs so I can put them in top 3 binder. Here's my Light the Way cards. I would love to have the holo for this, but it's not a big deal if I don't get it. But I would like to have it someday. So if I could find it for a decent price, I might get it. I did see it recently. I saw it for like $60, and I don't really want to pay $60 for it. So even though I would have in the past, but like I said, I buy too much. I can't, especially not this era, since I'm doing priority fixed claim for Sunwa. I don't see myself getting it, not now anyway. These are some cards I got recently. So this is like, oh, I don't know, what are these cards from? They're probably like merge cards. This is like my favorite card, so I have 2. One of my friends bought me one, so I didn't trade them, I kept them. This is my ATEEZ. This is from this era. These are the, pops I actually pulled. Did I pull? Yeah, I did pull Sunwa of a vinyl. And so any like digipack cards that I get that I don't match up with Yuno and Yosan, they'll be in here. This is from my ATEEZ here. So I don't really do the antis, my ATEEZ cards that hard, because it's too much, Here's Yosangi. Sunwa's on my bag, so that's why you don't see Sunwa, but I do have Sunwa's photo card holder too. This is from his birthday merch. So like I said earlier, Yosan was my original collection bias, so I do have a lot of cards that are dupes, or they're, cards I didn't match up with Sunwa, and they're in here. And a lot of these from the treasure book. I don't have a lot of those. His card stickers, rubber chicken card from his birthday merch. Yeah. Oh, so there we go. There's the current eras. So what I want to do is I want to get OT8 for these. So I only have him. So I got to seek out the other 7 for those. And try to get an OT8 set with the little gun thing. Okay. What do I have left? Oh yeah, top 3. Is that the last binder? Yeah, it is, right? Yes. Okay. Not bad. Here. So this is where my money goes now, is this one. And for Golden Hour Part 4, I joined a go for top 3. So a lot of those goes I do not have. So this will fill up this binder. And that's where I think I could start moving out some of these older ones, because when I started putting this binder together, I pretty much took some of the cards from Bernice and took the Yuno equivalent out of his binder and put it in here. So here are some theme pages like this one. This is from In Your Fantasies. I put this one together. I didn't pull Sunwa. So this was the playlist card for In Your Fantasy. And I traded San, because I pulled San. So I traded San for Sunwa, and I bought these two. He was very expensive. He was like $70, I think, and he was damn near 50. So this one, same thing. Well, I bought these separately. I didn't pull any of these. Like, I bought him, I know I bought him for like 40, and these two, they came in a set. They were like $60 a piece, I think. And the same with these. These were pretty expensive too. But I think I pulled him and then bought these two. So yeah. One of these older cards could move out to make room for newer cards. And these are old bias sleeves that they're in. It's from the Pacific. It's not by era. It's just kind of how they vibe and look together. Oh, yeah, this is where all my money goes now. It's in here. Those are from Golden Hour Part 2, Ice on My Teeth era. Their birthday merch here. The Work to Live, ATEEZ. So some of these can move out to make some space. Oh, that's right. Yeah, he's coming. He's part of my goals. So he's coming. This from Golden Hour Part 4. This from Golden Hour Part 3, Lemon Drop version. He's another Korean store card, so that's why he's darker than the other two. The signed Polaroids. That's that there. What's this one going on? Part 2, I think. In Your Fantasy cards. There's the sets or duos. Wasn't gonna buy another one of those just to put there, so I just put them there. Him there as a placeholder. And then these were from, what's this from? The special big card thing? Big album thing? I don't remember. But I bought all these, I think. I bought them off Naoki or Macari. These there, and then some poker cards. I do have Sunwa, so I need to put Sunwa in there. Yeah. So I have a little bit of room. You're like, you got plenty of room. No, I don't, because this is also where I keep top 5 at. So this is like my top 5 bias line. And so I do have a lot of sets for where I added Wooyoung and Jongho. So if I can get Wooyoung and Jongho in the same set with the 3 of the other 3, then I put them together. So I have a few. I think I still have a couple coming from Golden Hour Part 4. And I might have a couple from this era, but I'm not sure. There's some missing here. What's missing? Oh, this one. These are coming because this is Golden Hour Part 4. And then these I bought, so I just need to find Wooyoung so I can add them in there. There's some more there. I need to buy Jongho for this one. So I just left some space. And, you know, before I started collecting top 3 together, when I used to do Seonsang, I used to call it my 3 amigos. So I just left this back here like this. But what I will probably do to give myself some more space is that I'll probably dismantle these If I don't have the other two, I most likely do have them. And I'll either put them together, or if I don't have them, I'll just move them back in their original binders. But some of these, just looking at them, I do have them. I probably have most of them. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much it. That is it for my ATEEZ collection. These are some larger inclusions, and that was somebody's cup sleeve. So I'll just have them back here for space. But let's go back to a nice page to end it up. Let's leave it here, as I love this little theme set. So I hope you enjoyed. It was a lot. Again, I didn't show every binder, but you saw basically all the main binders I have for ATEEZ. If you have any questions about any cards or anything, what they were, where they belong, whatever, then please reach out and ask me about them. That's my phone going off, I'm sorry. So next, what's coming up is that I will do a flip through of all my non-ATEEZ stuff. So that includes Psychers and my Chambin collection, Wavy. That won't be as long as this one because there's much less for the other groups, of course. And so I'll go through that in the next video. And then I still have a lot of goes out for Golden Hour Part 4. So I'll be getting those in the coming weeks. The person has my stuff for Golden Hour Part 4. I think they have everything, but they're just trying to collect all the monies and everything. Like, I've paid all my money and stuff to them, so I'm just waiting for them to send everything out. I think I told them just to send everything together, because there's like 6 batches and I've only got 1. So I told them just to send the other 5 together. So it might be a minute before I see the rest of those. And then, you know, we're finishing up for Golden Hour Part 5, so we probably won't get that stuff until October, you know. But, yes, if you have any questions about anything, please let me know. I hope you enjoyed. I need to update my page and tell you, like, where, you know, certain things are, like what binders. I did mention, like, mostly everything is not all bias. This is a K-pop stationery binder. I use Dragon Shield sleeves. I double sleeve for my album cards. I use K-pop stationery hollow sleeves. And, yeah. So, but if you have any questions or anything else, please let me know. Hope you enjoyed this video. And let me know what you collect. Do you collect for ATEEZ like I do? Hopefully not. But thank you so much for joining me. Like and subscribe if you want to, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.